I found a way to automatically save attachments from my Outlook, add the data to a master spreadsheet, and send an updated spreadsheet to my boss in under 30 seconds. Hi, I'm Kay, and this is how I did all of this in Power Automate Desktop. First, I start by creating a new flow called Append Sales Data. Next, I create 5 variables. The first variable is to store the path to my master spreadsheet. The second variable will store the path of our pending folder. The third variable will store the file path to our completed folder. The fourth variable will store my Outlook email. Finally, the last variable will store the name of the Outlook folder I will pull the attachments from. Now let's put together the flow. First, let's start by automatically launching Outlook. Next, we will set the email account and the mail folder that Power Automate will pull the email attachments from. To prevent duplicates, we'll set the retrieve option to unread email messages only. Then I'll set the option to download the attachments and set the folder path to the pending folder variable. I'll throw an if statement here to skip the entire flow if there were no unread emails. Otherwise, we will launch the master spreadsheet in Excel. I always keep the Excel instance invisible, but this is up to you. Now we need to get the list of files in the pending folder and store the items in a list. For each file that we find, we will do the following. First, read all of the data from the CSV file into a data table. Secondly, we will look for the first empty row in the master spreadsheet and store that index in a variable. Next, we append the data table to the first empty row in the master spreadsheet. I set the column to A since my table doesn't skip any columns. Finally, I'll set the row to the variable we created in the previous step. In the next step, we move the file we just worked with to the completed folder using the variable we set in the beginning. Once all the files have been processed, we can save the master spreadsheet and close it. Let's send an updated master spreadsheet to my boss and use a generic message so we can reuse this flow in the future. Don't forget to add your attachment to the email. As a buffer, I'll have Power Automate wait for 5 seconds. This will allow Outlook enough time to send my email. To close out my flow, Power Automate will close my Outlook app. Finally, I'll go ahead and run the flow. I'm always amazed of how fast the flow runs. Here is the email I sent with the newly updated spreadsheet. A task like this could easily take anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour depending on how much files you have, but it was done in a couple seconds. I will have this code on my GitHub repository for you to check out. If you loved this video, I will be doing a part 2 where I will use Power Automate to perform data analysis on the updated dataset. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome automation content.